What up, y'all? Wanted to make a little video for you guys. I get a lot of questions, people always asking regarding price or why American Bullies are so expensive. It's just like anything. When something, blows up and it's doing good, the price goes up, supply and demand, just like anything. But when you have someone that's putting, mass amounts of money into their dogs, of course they're going to charge more. When you're breeding to a stud, first and foremost, selecting the stud that's going to match well with your dog. Selecting any stud that looks good doesn't mean, breeding it to a quality looking female that you're going to get quality. It doesn't work like that, or these breeders wouldn't be masterminds. Any two people would be throwing any two dogs that looked good and they would produce quality, and it doesn't work like that. Bloodlines click, certain things work together, others don't. You have scatterbred, line bred, inbred, all these different things play huge factors. But first of all, getting into the price, you have to pay a stud fee. Normally $5K or more in the XL community for something top quality, for something that's been proven. If a dog hasn't produced a couple quality litters already, and that individual on that yard that has that dog hasn't kept anything off him or used that dog, normally their prices will be under 2K. The dog's not proven. I personally don't like to breed a dog until they're health tested, until I know what the dog's got. I want to see if they have a stable temperament, if the dog can perform, if it has the look. Not only that, the mind and the nerve to do what I want to do. So I let my dogs mature a little bit more. Everyone has their own thing, but that's the right thing to do in my opinion. That's how I was taught. But the stud fee. Then you have shipping. If the dog is out of the country, and you're going to pay $5,000, in my opinion, you might as well spend that extra $300 on a flight and go put hands on that dog. See if the dog's good around their family. See the breeder. See their property. See their other dogs, see if they're obedient, see if they're dog aggressive, see if they're good around their children, see how the dog acts around a stranger, see how they act around you being on their property. If you're going to travel, you got shipping. If you're not going to travel, you got the hotel. I'm saying this shit ass backwards. If you travel, you have hotel fees, you have a rental car, you have gas, things of that sort. You're going to have to pay extra if you have a dog in the hotel. Whereas if you just ship the semen, you only pay normally around like $280. Some people can ship it right to you if they collect the semen themselves. Other people have harder males to collect and they go to a veterinarian and they will send it an overnight shipping to your veterinarian. Some people pay for a surgical insemination. They surgically open the female up and they inject the semen right into her eggs and her uterus. Whereas if you do an artificial insemination, the breeder can just inject it himself, and that's the safest way. In breeding dogs, you can get STDs just like in humans. So if a dog has already been bred or a female has already been bred, the best thing to do is an artificial insemination, especially if the dog hasn't been screened or tested for STDs. Then you have a whelping box. If you're going to get a quality whelping box, then how I did, I got a Dura whelp that was $400. Then you got to pay for shipping. When your bitch is pregnant, you have to increase her calories. She's got to feed her better food. You have to give her probiotics. You might have to pay for a C-section. A pregnancy is 63 days long. If you have it planned correctly, you should contact your veterinarian and already have your C-section already lined up. It should be around only $750. If it falls onto a weekend or a day where he's not there, it'll probably be at least $1,500. Then you have the puppy's ear crops from $200 to $400 each dog. Then you have the puppy shots. Then you have puppy replacement for milk. Then you have all the chemicals and paper towels and all the things that you have to maintain that litter. If you're going to build a brooding box or you already have one, that's another additional price. These things add up quick. It's not you're just letting two dogs have sex in the backyard and just selling the puppies. That's not how it works. People that do that, backyard breeders, just throw that shit on Craigslist for $250 and they try to cluck everything. A breeder is producing a quality litter, health testing, investing time and money. You don't invest that much money into a litter and then just want to throw them in the backyard and let flies and parvo and the heat exposure and the cold get to your pups. We maintain our dogs inside. We don't let them outside until they have their second round of shots. It's not a joke. It's expensive. People all think it's just puppies and money and it's all fun. You have to pay for advertisement, to travel to shows all across the country and to get your stud known and to champ your dog out and to earn points. And for people to be able to put their hands on your stud and know that he's quality, to know that it's a quality dog and he's got a stable mind. He's not just going to try to attack any other dog. And, he can't freaks out in the truck and he can't be around public and he barks and whines when he's in public. People aren't going to be interested in that. They want a quality, well-socialized dog. They want to see them interacting with other dogs. They want a quality stud. If your dog's barking and showing aggression and dog aggression, people aren't going to want to fuck with you. And that's huge in this community. People are so judgmental in the American Bully community. If your dog's acting aggressive or, acting out in a show, good luck selling a stud fee. Too many people are advertising these dogs as personal protection and not testing their dogs. Their dog's a year old before they've even bred it, and they're having pups, and they're saying these dogs can perform when they don't even know what that father can perform yet. Back to the things, advertising, you have to pay for banners. You have to get photos done. You have to have a quality camera if you're going to be posting quality photos. You can't be posting photos of your dog in a kennel with a whole bunch of pieces of shit in the background in some dusty lot and think that people are going to want to pay top quality prices. It's just unrealistic. And if you want to go all the way like I did, you're going to have to invest in a quality vehicle and a quality trailer so that when you're showing up to these shows, you're not in a little busted Honda Civic hatchback unloading your dogs. People are so judgmental. No one's going to want to buy a $5,000 dog if you're driving a $1,000 car. It just doesn't make sense. They're going to think that you're not investing the money into your program, and that's why you have to show that you are. You have to feed top quality food. It's year round. Even though you might make some money every now and then off puppies and you might make a profit, it's going to be invested right back into your yard if you're doing it properly. If you don't have these time and money for chemicals and the time to invest in these pups, I highly recommend you don't do it. If you're working, a 9 to 5 and you're unable to be there and make sure the bitch is okay and producing quality milk, you might have to tube feed, you might have to bottle feed. These things all are huge factors. If the puppies get sick, you have to pay vet bills. You have to get health certificates before they get sent. Shipping a puppy on a ground shipper is normally $300 to $350. If you're going to send a dog on a plane or international, you have to keep that dog for 5 months. You have to feed that dog, maintain its health, make sure that it doesn't get into a kennel fight, nothing happens. Make sure that it doesn't swallow a toy or anything. Anything happens to that dog, you're liable. This isn't a game. This is a serious company. We sign contracts. It's legitimate. We have dogs all over the world. And I used to think that was amazing when I first started. I was so pumped about selling dogs internationally, but it's just a pain in the ass, honestly. You have to wait until the dog is at least like 4.5, 5 months of age. They have to be able to get their rabies vaccinations. You have to get so many paperworks in line. You have to order a top quality crate and then